Hey guys, Joe Tunney here at Infiniti of Kirkland in Kirkland, Washington, just outside of Seattle, with a 2012 Infiniti G37X all-wheel drive sedan with just 5,000 miles. Now you're probably asking yourself, how do you guys get cars with such low miles? And the truth is, we steal them. Don't tell anybody. No, just kidding. We actually love low-mile cars because if you know anything about our proximity to cities around us here in Kirkland, we're actually right next door to Redmond. And for those of you around the country and beyond the limits of the United States, the Microsoft is in Redmond, Washington. Redmond's just right down the street from us here in Kirkland, Washington. And so their campus with tens of thousands of employees is our #1 best source for customers here at Infiniti of Kirkland. And if you know anything about people who are tech savvy, they like things with very, very low miles and they like lots of options. And so most of the cars that we have here tend to be biased in that direction. If something becomes available, like a 5,000 mile 2012 G37X, especially one with navigation, you can venture a pretty good guess that we're going to be very eager to put that in our inventory. Now this car is essentially like brand new. It should be. It's only got 5,000 miles, but we've just gotten it here in the past couple of hours, and so I haven't washed it. We haven't run it through the shop. We actually do a full reconditioning. It doesn't matter if a car has just 100 miles on it. We don't know the story of those 100 miles, so despite the low miles, we do the very same reconditioning process we would do if a car had over 100,000 miles. We want to make sure when you get behind the wheel, you're safe, secure, and you feel positive that virtually every single nut and bolt on this car has been comprehensively gone over. But let's go over it ourselves with our own eyes as we walk around. Obviously the tires look like brand new. There's no scratches on the wheels or anything like that. Modest little baby scuffs that'll come out as soon as we detail the car and put a orbital buffer on it. Taking a look on the inside of the car, yeah, sure, it's a little bit dirty, but again, we'll put the extractor on it and it'll be good as new. And I don't mean that facetiously. It'll really look like a showroom new car. This particular car has not only navigation, but the wood interior. And we're big fans of the wood interior here at Infiniti of Kirkland. And me personally, you just don't see it all that often. There's caps when you order new cars from month to month and year to year. Certain vendors have certain things and they only have so many of them. And so we can't get every single car exactly the way we want it. We're constrained by the limitations of our vendors. And one of those limitations is on wood interior, and it's just something we don't see a lot. Now, for those of you who have not looked at a lot of G37Xs, I always like to sit down inside. Imagine yourself sitting inside. I'm 6 feet tall at 195 pounds, and I have tons of room, obviously. I have lots and lots of headroom. I have lots of arm room and leg room and what have you. And I'm going to turn this on. And of course, one of the features I love on the Gs is that it has power tilt and telescopic steering.
Also, yeah.
And so if I go up and down on the steering wheel, if you notice the entire gauge assembly goes up and down with the steering wheel, so the steering wheel never blocks my line of view. And then also it's telescopic steering, so the steering wheel goes forward and backward as well. Now, I've got the seat in a comfortable position for me. Now let's take a look in the back seat. Now, oftentimes, when you'll see somebody say, wow, look at the spacious back seat, it's because the front seat's parked all the way so that your chest would be pressed up against the steering wheel. Not the case here. I've got the seat well back in the front, and then I still have plenty of room. Again, 6-foot adult in the back seat. You could easily fit 4 6-foot adults in this car, and they would be abundantly comfortable. My knees aren't even touching the seat or anything like that. I have lots of room to relax, and you can even do 5 adults. It would be a pinch, but you can certainly do it. Let me pop the trunk. Take a look back there. X means all-wheel drive in the Infiniti language book, and when you see rear view camera, you know that you have navigation as well as this one does. And then this one, I point out a lot that a lot of people complain about the G37, and rightfully so. They say that the trunk is a little bit too small, and yes, it is smaller than some of its counterparts, but that is kind of the real world of a rear-wheel drive car, which this is. It is a high-performance sports car. It shares many commonalities with Nissan's 370Z. And so if you're familiar with the 370Z, then you're already familiar with both the G37 sedan and the G37 coupe. However, when you have a rear-wheel drive car, you have a drive shaft in the back, and so you have to raise the floorboard to accommodate that, and it does kind of narrow the interior volume, especially in the trunk. But the trunk actually isn't all that small. I mean, it's definitely fantastic for golf. So if you have you and a golf friend want to load up with your bags and all your gear, there's more than enough room for that. Family like me, I have 3 kids. Go to Costco all the time. I can fit everything I need from Costco here. They do make good use of these struts in the back, in that there's no hooks or anything like that to crimp on all your gear inside there. So the room that you see is the room that you have. Taking a look at the passenger side, everything looks fantastic, as well it should at only 5,000 miles. I'm going to jump inside. Again, it's touchscreen navigation, Bluetooth. It has a Tiptronic shifter so that you can shift up or down with the automatic transmission in manual mode. I've never done that ever, but that doesn't mean that you won't do it. And but it's good to know that it's there. It does have heated seats. It does have a snow mode. Snow mode means that the car just drives a little bit more sluggishly, and so the something that you want, right? If you're in terrible weather, you don't necessarily covet high performance. You want to slow things down to make sure you get that maximum traction. A little bit about the traction system in the Infiniti G. It's actually not on all that often, and it is automatic all-wheel drive. So this being a rear-wheel drive high-performance car, it wants to run, it wants to drive fast, it wants to take turns aggressively all of the time. Unlike like an Audi A4 or something, which shares its platform with a lot of Volkswagen products, it has a front-wheel drive platform that they add what they call Quattro all-wheel drive to. Acura's RL, for example, is based on the front-wheel drive Honda Accord, and then it has its own, it's a nice all-wheel drive system, it's just the platform is adopted for a front-wheel drive platform. This is definitely a high-performance rear-wheel drive platform, and it has our X all-wheel drive. And so when I come to a stop, I'm automatically in all-wheel drive, can't change that. And as soon as I go about 4 miles an hour, it disengages the all-wheel drive. I don't even know that it had happened. It just prevents the tires from spinning raining or if I'm on a hill or something like that. And then as soon as I'm going about 4 miles an hour, I'm back in rear-wheel drive. So I get the best traction, the best handling, taking turns and that sort of thing, because the front wheels are free from being driven and they're free to just simply be steered. However, if it finds any traction loss, it has traction control. If in any way that traction control is activated, what it does is it just activates all-wheel drive. And so I'm back in all-wheel drive. So if I'm in a terribly rainy day and I'm going fast down some windy roads, it'll be going on and off in all-wheel drive a lot. I just won't ever notice it. All I'll notice is that I'm getting excellent traction. It doesn't matter what the situation is. The plus of that is that if you do, you're on the internet, obviously, you're doing tons of research on cars, you'll never, ever, ever find somebody who says, boy, that all-wheel drive system in that Infiniti broke, it caused me headaches, even with 100,000 miles, 200,000 miles. I'm here to tell you, I'd hate for this to be the very first one, but I've been here 10 years. I've never, ever, ever had a customer come in and say they had problems with the all-wheel drive system. It's just never come up. Yes, maybe a power seat switch breaks or a window doesn't go up and down. Things happen to cars. That's the real world. That's why they come with a warranty. I'm just saying I've never heard anybody have any kind of complaints about the all-wheel drive system ever, not even one time. Now I mentioned that warranty, and granted this car's only got 5,000 miles, so it has oceans of warranty left. The factory warranty is 4 years, 60,000 miles, bumper to bumper. 6 years, 70,000 miles on that 330 horsepower engine and the 7-speed automatic transmission. They call that the powertrain, so it's powertrain warranty. And so you have bumper to bumper and powertrain coverage remaining. I can get you all the specific dates. I can get you everything that you need. If you have any questions at all about this particular car or any car here at Infiniti of Kirkland, please don't hesitate to give me a call. My name's Joe Tunney. I'm the sales manager at Infiniti of Kirkland. You can reach me at 425-821-1600 or just drop me an email at joet@infinitiofkirkland.com.